welcome to partly cloudy, partly sunny Halifax, Nova Scotia. My name is Michelle St. Ange, and you're watching the show where you let me into your home to rummage through your stuff until I find something creative and inspiring that will help me make over your room. Today we're at the lovely Paramount building where the actress Suzanne has invited us up into her bedroom to see if we can find some creative love. So let's go do it. So here's the bedroom in question. Let's go in and see what we've got. I think Suzanne might have cleaned up. Maybe she knew we were coming. We gotta find some creative love. Let's go root through her stuff. I'm sure there's something creative and inspiring in here. Fluorescent? Not so inspiring. Hula hoop. Kind of inspiring. Missing bed panels, not so inspiring. White fluffy dog, kind of inspiring. All right, let's see what we got here. This could be it. Very vintage, very Hollywood. I think I like it. I got what I need. So it's day 2, and I think I've come up with some pretty clever ideas to repurpose these great Dr. Zhivago images for Suzanne's bedroom. Firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to take the central image from this album cover, and we're going to turn it into a silkscreen headboard. It's going to be spectacular. Then we're going to take a few of the other images and we're going to use them to create pillows. We're going to silkscreen for color and contrast, and it's going to add a great effect to the room. Now we're going to create the headboard image. And what we're going to do is silk screen it onto cotton canvas. The reason we're going to do this, as opposed to just digitally having it printed, is because a silk screen is so much more tactile and beautiful. But in order to do a vintage reproduction of this image, we have to do a process called CMYK halftone silk screening. Basically that means we're going to take this image, we're going to scan it onto the computer. Once there, I'm going to use Photoshop to alter the image into small dots, which is called halftones. So these halftones can be split up into 4 colors: CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And once each of these is layered on top of each other, these 4 colors will create a multitude of other colors. It's going to be gorgeous. Okay, so now we're ready to actually start silk screening. So what I've done is I've created a film positive which I've used to shoot this silk screen, which will have a stencil on it. Now this stencil will be 1 color layer of the whole headboard piece. And you'll see when we're done, each layered color, it'll become more and more like the original image. So I'm going to get started. We're going to take the magenta color. We're going to start with that first. We're going to lay a bead down here. And we're going to do 2 passes. And we're going to lift up one side and then the other. There's your image. So the trick with CMYK printing is that each screen needs to line up just perfectly with the next. Ready to do the very last layer, the black layer. And this is where it all comes together. You're going to see when I lift it up that we have this great vintage looking image. Here we go. here we are, it's the end of day 2. And I'm about to paint Suzanne's wall, but it's a big job. So I've called in some reinforcements. I'm gonna go get my friend Fraser, and he's gonna help me out. Here's my friend Fraser. He's handy and handsome. And he's gonna help us do some painting here. So let's get started. So we're ready to get everything assembled into a new headboard. I've got my 1/2-inch piece of plywood here, and it's cut to size. I have some polyester foam and batting, which we're going to cover the plywood with. We're going to staple on the canvas with a staple gun, and I might need to use a little photo adhesive just to keep everything in place while we work. So let's get started. You don't need to have to pull it too tight at this point. But when you do the other side, you want to pull a little bit tighter. You want to work from end to end, and that'll pull and stretch and balance it all out. Then you can check to make sure you have it all square. I want to fold the corners in nicely so that they have a nice fold on the outside. Basically, do it like you do hospital corners or your bed sheets. Well, I'm all done stapling, so let's take a look and see how it is. Looks great. It's really heavy, and so we're going to have to mount it properly to make sure that it doesn't fall while Suzanne's sleeping. So I invited Fraser over, and he's going to help us put it up right. Well, we're all done, and as you can see, Suzanne has a brand new gorgeous bedroom with a brand new headboard, pillows, and curtains. Thanks for joining us on Your Junk, My Genius. I'm Michelle, and this is Fraser. And we had fun. We hope you did too.